Forget roller coasters. These rides don't need loops or launches to ruin your day. They'll mess with your brain, your balance, and maybe even your soul. Stick around to the end, because the final three on this list aren't just scary, they're downright evil. Fuji-Q Highland's Labyrinth of Fear is less an attraction and more a full-scale horror simulation. Imagine walking into an abandoned Japanese hospital where the lights flicker, alarms blare, and every shadow looks a little too alive. Themed after an old medical facility gone wrong, it's widely considered the scariest haunted attraction in the world. You walk through pitch-black hallways, blood-smeared walls, and operating rooms littered with stretchers and screaming animatronics. The patients, some of whom are real actors, move unpredictably, making it impossible to tell what's real. It lasts over 20 minutes, which doesn't sound long until you realize that's 20 minutes of pure panic. Half the guests never make it to the end, and that's not a joke. There's a literal emergency exits along the route for people who chicken out. If this is the first ride on the list, you might already want to bail out. Don't. It only gets worse. Nemesis Sub-Terra at Alton Towers looks harmless enough from the outside. It's themed like a secret underground bunker housing a dangerous alien life form. You're guided through a pre-show, alarms start flashing, and before you can even breathe, you're strapped into a drop tower in total darkness. Then, lights cut out, sirens blare, and something breaks free. The floor drops out from under you, sending you plunging into blackness while wind, air blasts, and creepy sound effects simulate the creature attacking you. You can't see it, only feel it breathing down your neck. It's part ride, part performance, and part anxiety attack. And just when you think it's over, it's not. Yeah, you'll want to stay till the end for that little surprise. Toxicator is Alton Tower's newest nightmare, a suspended spinning flat ride themed around a toxic alien facility. Riders dangle face down as the entire structure spins, tilts, and flips around a pool of glowing acid. The fear here isn't just the motion, it's the immersion. Everything around you oozes radioactive chaos. Green lighting, industrial sirens, fog cannons, and screaming riders who look like they're being used for government experiments. At full swing, you're upside down staring straight at the ground, and your brain barely forgets that gravity still exists. It's not the tallest or fastest ride, but psychologically, it's a blender for your sanity. Stay tuned, because the rides coming up next don't just flip you, they drop you face first from hundreds of feet in the air. The Xtreme swing at Valleyfair sends riders flying 125 feet into the air at almost 60 miles per hour. No loops, no tracks, just two giant steel arms flinging you like a human pendulum. Here's the terrifying part. You're fully exposed. There's no canopy, no floor, just the sky above and the ground way below. At the top of the arc, everything goes silent for half a second. You feel weightless. Then gravity grabs you by the spine and yanks you back down. It's one of those rides that looks playful until you're on it and realize that swing doesn't mean gentle. If you thought swinging over pavement was bad, how about swinging over a 1,300-foot canyon? This ride is bolted to the edge of a cliff in Colorado, and when it launches, you literally swing out over the abyss. Below you, just the Colorado River, hundreds of meters down, and a lot of regret. It's short, fast, and utterly terrifying. The whole structure creaks as you swing, and when the wind howls through the canyon, it sounds like the earth itself is laughing at you. The best part? You can hear every other rider screaming before you even sit down. The ride operator usually asks, "You sure?" before pressing the button. That's not protocol. That's a warning. The Adirondack Outlaw is what happens when someone takes a spinning pendulum and says, "Let's make it lethal." This thing stands over 160 feet tall and spins riders in full 360-degree rotations while the entire arm swings back and forth. So you're flipping, twisting, and spinning all at once, like a possessed fidget spinner with human passengers. What makes it horrifying is the unpredictability. Every rotation feels different. One second you're face up staring at the clouds, the next you're hurtling toward the ground at 50 miles per hour. It's chaos disguised as fun. If nausea and terror had a baby, this would be it. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror starts like a classic haunted hotel tour. You step into a dusty abandoned elevator and watch a creepy pre-show video where Rob Sterling invites you into another dimension. Everything is vintage, eerie, and slow. Then, the doors close, and the elevator drops. But not just once, it drops multiple times unpredictably thanks to random programming. You'll never get the same sequence twice. The free fall feels endless, and the brief moment of weightlessness makes your stomach float like a ghost. Disney calls it thrills with storytelling. You call it the scariest elevator ride of my life. Now we're getting serious. At first glance, Falcon's Fury looks like a regular drop tower. Tall, sleek, and dramatic. But halfway up, your seat tilts forward 90 degrees until you're facing straight down. Then it holds you, just long enough for your brain to realize you're looking directly at the ground from 335 feet in the air. Then, whoosh, you plummet face first. Nothing between you and the ground but bad decisions and physics. It's one of the few rides where screaming feels instinctive, not optional. If Falcon's Fury gave you nightmares, Highlander is that nightmare's European cousin. It's the tallest Euro drop tower in the world, standing at 394 feet. Riders spin slowly on the ascent, getting panoramic views of the Baltic Sea, before tilting forward 30 degrees and free falling at 75 miles per hour. The spin gives you this false sense of calm. You're thinking, hey, this isn't so bad. Then suddenly you're staring at the ground, realizing you've made a terrible mistake. And finally, the godfather of all drop rides. Lex Luthor Drop of Doom is mounted on the side of the Superman Coaster Tower, shooting you up 400 feet before letting you fall faster than your brain can process. It's smooth, it's efficient, and it's horrifying. You can see for miles at the top. Right before the ride cuts the cable and gravity does its job, you accelerate toward the ground at nearly 90 miles per hour, the same speed you hit in a skydive. The scariest part? The drop isn't the worst. It's that moment at the top, dangling in silence, knowing exactly what's coming. So yeah, if you think you can handle any of these rides, drop a nope in the comments, because we all know you're lying. And hey, don't click away without giving us a like and subscribing to the channel.